Welcome, dear listeners, to History with Herodotus, where we delve into the fascinating tales of our collective past. Today, we embark on a journey through the ages, exploring the captivating story of Prussian territories through the ages. As we wander through the annals of time, we find ourselves in the midst of a region that has been shaped by the ebb and flow of empires, cultures, and ideas. As we begin our exploration, let us transport ourselves to the banks of the Vistula River, where the earliest whispers of Prussian history can be heard. It is here, in the misty dawn of the 13th century, that we find the seeds of a territory that would one day become a powerhouse of European politics. The year is 1226, and the Teutonic Knights, a German military order, have arrived on the scene, seeking to spread Christianity and establish a foothold in the region. These knights, clad in their distinctive white mantles with black crosses, were not merely crusaders, but also skilled diplomats and administrators who would play a pivotal role in shaping the fate of Prussia. As we delve into the early history of Prussia, we find that the region was inhabited by various tribes, including the Old Prussians, a Baltic people who had lived in the area since the 1st century AD. The Old Prussians were a pagan society, with their own distinct culture and traditions, which would eventually be influenced by the arrival of the Teutonic Knights. We also find that the region was home to other tribes, such as the Pomeranians and the Sambians, each with their own unique customs and languages. The arrival of the Teutonic Knights marked a significant turning point in the history of Prussia, as they brought with them new technologies, institutions, and ideas that would transform the region. The Knights established a network of castles and fortifications, which served not only as military strongholds, but also as centers of administration, trade, and culture. They introduced the concept of feudalism, which would shape the social and economic structures of Prussia for centuries to come. One key figure who played a crucial role in the early history of Prussia was Conrad of Masovia, a Polish duke who invited the Teutonic Knights to the region in 1226. Conrad's decision would have far-reaching consequences, as it paved the way for the Knights' conquest of Prussia and the eventual establishment of the monastic state of the Teutonic Order. As we explore the early history of Prussia, we find that the region was also characterized by its strategic location, with access to the Baltic Sea and trade routes connecting Europe to the east. The city of Gdansk, which would become a major trading hub, was already an important center of commerce in the 13th century. The seeds sown in this early period would eventually bloom into a rich and complex society, characterized by a unique blend of Germanic, Slavic, and Baltic influences. Join me as we step into this pivotal moment in history, where the fate of Prussian territories through the ages hangs in the balance, and the stage is set for the emergence of a major Europe. Welcome back to History with Herodotus, where we're exploring the captivating story of Prussian territories through the ages. It's the year 1713, and Frederick William I, also known as the Soldier King, has just ascended to the throne. He would go on to rule Prussia for over 4 decades, leaving an indelible mark on the territory. During his reign, Frederick William I implemented a series of reforms that transformed Prussia's military, economy, and administration. He created a highly disciplined and efficient army, which would become the backbone of Prussian power. As we explore this period, we find ourselves in the midst of a vibrant cultural scene. The city of Berlin, which had been a small trading center, was now emerging as a major hub of art, literature, and music. The likes of Immanuel Kant, Johann Gottlieb Fichte, and Friedrich Schiller were shaping the intellectual landscape of Prussia, while composers like Carl Philipp Emanuel Bach and Johann Joachim Quantz were creating some of the most exquisite music of the era. One of the most significant events of this period was the War of the Austrian Succession, which lasted from 1740 to 1748. Frederick II, also known as Frederick the Great, who had succeeded his father in 1740, seized the opportunity to expand Prussian territory and secure its position among the great powers of Europe. His military campaigns were marked by brilliance and cunning, earning him the respect and admiration of his contemporaries. As we delve deeper into this period, we find that Frederick the Great was not only a skilled military leader, but also a patron of the arts and sciences. He was a talented musician and composer, and his court attracted some of the most prominent thinkers and artists of the time. The philosopher Voltaire, who had been exiled from France, found refuge in Prussia, and became a close friend and advisor to Frederick Danton. The city of Potsdam, with its stunning palaces and gardens, was a testament to Frederick's love of beauty and elegance. The Sanssouci Palace, which he built as his summer residence, was a masterpiece of Rococo architecture, featuring intricate frescoes, ornate furnishings, and breathtaking views of the surrounding countryside. As Frederick the Great once said, "The greatest and most important office in the state is that of the monarch, for it is the source of all authority and power." This quote encapsulates his vision for Prussia as a powerful and efficient state, with the monarch at its helm. As we reach the pinnacle of Prussian power and influence, we find ourselves in a world of grandeur and sophistication. The Prussian army was renowned for its discipline and precision, while the Prussian bureaucracy was admired for its efficiency and effectiveness. The territory was a hotbed of intellectual and artistic innovation, attracting scholars, artists, and musicians from all over Europe. And yet, as we stand at the height of Prussian greatness, we can't help but wonder what the future holds. The winds of change are blowing across Europe, and the seeds of revolution and upheaval are being sown. Join me as we embark on the final chapter of our journey through history. Welcome back to History with Herodotus, where we're exploring the captivating story of Prussian territories through the ages. The late 18th century saw the rise of revolutionary ideas sweeping across Europe, which would eventually lead to the downfall of the Prussian monarchy. The French Revolution, with its emphasis on liberty, equality, and fraternity, sent shockwaves throughout the continent, inspiring similar movements in other countries. As the Napoleonic Wars ravaged Europe, Prussia found itself at odds with France, suffering a series of devastating defeats. The Treaty of Tilsit, signed in 1807, marked a significant turning point in Prussian history. Napoleon's victory forced Prussia to cede large swaths of territory, including Polish lands and the province of Saxony. The treaty also imposed harsh economic sanctions, crippling Prussia's economy and leading to widespread poverty and discontent. As Prussia struggled to recover from the Napoleonic Wars, a new threat emerged in the form of the German Confederation. The Congress of Vienna, held in 1815, redrew the map of Europe, establishing the German Confederation as a loose alliance of states. While Prussia was a member of this confederation, it found itself at odds with the dominant power, Austria. The mid-19th century saw the rise of Otto von Bismarck, who would become one of the most influential figures in Prussian history. As Prime Minister of Prussia, Bismarck implemented a series of reforms aimed at modernizing the state and strengthening its military. He also pursued a policy of realpolitik, using diplomacy and strategic alliances to expand Prussian influence. However, Bismarck's aggressive expansionism ultimately led to the Franco-Prussian War, which resulted in the defeat of France and the establishment of the German Empire, with Prussia at its helm. The new empire was a federal state, with the King of Prussia serving as its emperor. While this marked the pinnacle of Prussian power, it also sowed the seeds of future conflict. As we fast forward to the 20th century, we find Prussia embroiled in two devastating world wars. The Treaty of Versailles, which ended World War I, imposed harsh penalties on Germany, including significant territorial losses and heavy reparations. The interwar period saw the rise of Nazi Germany, with Adolf Hitler exploiting the economic and social turmoil to seize power. The aftermath of World War II marked the final chapter in Prussian history. The Potsdam Agreement, signed in 1945, divided Germany into 4 occupation zones, with the Soviet Union controlling the eastern sector. The subsequent division of Germany led to the establishment of East and West Germany, with the border between the two states effectively erasing Prussia from the map. Today, the legacy of Prussian territories through the ages can be seen in the modern German state. The country's federal system, its emphasis on efficiency and discipline, and its rich cultural heritage all owe a debt to the history of Prussia. As we reflect on this fascinating region, we're reminded that the past continues to shape our present, and that the story of Prussia serves as a powerful reminder of the complexities and nuances of human history. As the German philosopher Georg Wilhelm Friedrich Hegel once said, "The true is the whole." This quote encapsulates the idea that history is a complex tapestry, woven from countless threads and narratives. As we conclude our journey through the history of Prussian territories through the ages, we're left with a deeper understanding of this intricate weave, and a profound appreciation for the enduring legacy of this captivating region. That's all for today's History with Herodotus. Remember to like, share, and subscribe. And until next time, remember that to understand the present, we must first understand the past.